Hello, everyone! Let's make sure this works first before we proceed any further into the stream, because the last thing I'd want to do is get too deep into the stream and realize, hey, my mic's not working. Okay. Everything's working. Hello, everyone! My name is Alleuriz. Or rather, that's not the intro. Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? My name is Alleuriz. Welcome back to another live stream. Today, we're on the PS4 version of Minecraft. On my PlayStation 4 instead of my PS5, this is weird. Playing the Editions version. I want to do a quick little rundown. Hello whoever's watching, by the way. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thanks for tuning in. I want to do a quick rundown again of Minecraft. Just basically everything I've had in the past. We're gonna do kind of a bit of a past rundown because there's quite a few worlds in here that, you know, I've had over the years, and obviously I loved including YouTube in my the names for the longest of times. So let's go in the world that started it all for me in Minecraft YouTube, at least the world that I still have to this day, because I think a lot of the other ones are gone. Building your comments. Obviously, the general premise of this name is pretty similar and simple. It's a Minecraft world. Wow, I stopped last gliding into a cobblestone tower. I remember this. Okay. So, let's switch ourselves to creative real quick. This right here was a cobblestone tower that I made back in like 2016, simply with water and lava, and then turned it into something. I really liked this like centerpiece that I kind of had to kind of junction them together. I think Time Lord made this, if you guys remember him, any OGs on this channel. There's a lot of kind of terrible classic things. Do you know the way, that meme? Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. Derps on the eyes. Many different eras of pixel art. Double-sided as well. All done by Time Lord. I remember that. Clever days, clever days. And then that was my village. Because this was back in Minecraft when I had an absolute obscene obsession with making forests for some reason. So, this was a carpet and bed pixel art with shulker boxes and clay and concrete. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. This was the all-seeing eye, I think. I forget if Time Lord made this or I made this. I honestly forget. This is a signature Minecraft dirt house. You know, if you've never had one of these, if you've ever really played Minecraft. You got a giant bookshelf enchantment table here. I think it's a little overkill in my opinion, but I mean, you know, you never know. Is this like a maze or something, or is it literally just? It's literally just an encasement for the deeper encasement of bookcase. Okay, wow. And then for some reason just straight down to bedrock. Okay, I guess creepers blow up those holes. You got the original Minecraft villages. Wow, you got armor stands as people. Assuming it's like security or something. I don't know what my obsession is with kind of forest vibe, abandoned villages type thing. I remember converting this entire church into some sort of a stone temple. Something? Yeah, just added an extra layer and called it a day. Okay, interesting. I don't know what the point of this was, but, you know. Yeah, you got whatever that amalgamation was. That was clearly made by me. I could tell because of how terrible it is. Oh, yeah, including using the banners. This definitely seems like something I would have made in Build Battle back in Hypixel. Because, you know, you see the derps on the eyes. I just copied them over. You know, you got the actual good works of art that the others did, and then what I did. I think, if I remember, I just did this for fun. This was before Battle Minigame came out, and this was kind of to announce, like, oh hey, Battle's coming. We got the Better Together update. Because this was back when I did, like, the title update counters. Yeah, title update 43. I guarantee you there's, like, a bunch more around there. What is this villager doing? What? What? Why is bro sad? Okay. I don't understand it. I think this was, like, an actual build battle thing I had ongoing. Wait a minute, is this the dancing villager? From the dancing villager glitch? Is he just, like, stuck and, like, is he pathfinded around here now? Because he's just, like, non-stop moving, pretty much. But for those of you OGs that remember, a long time ago, I discovered a glitch where you could kind of get a villager to dance in the ground. It literally was just the villager head. It was a mob head. You placed the villager on top of that with a block above it, and bam, that was it. It was so simple, and I don't understand why I liked it, but it worked, and yeah. Title update 44. You got an Apple Mac with a giant whatever this is. I think this is fireworks. I'm pretty sure we made something for fireworks at one point, because I remember, I think it was one New Year's, we set off like a ton of fireworks. It might have been this machine right here. Yeah, I think it was this, but there's just like nothing left in it. Nope, it was this. Okay, that explains it with all the redstone. Yep, this is like one of those. This is like an end city portal. Got a untamed wolf for some reason. Sheep. That's definitely a sheep. I think because this world is so old, like AI pathfinding is all broken and weird, and animals are kind of just wandering, like the villager and this clearly sheep. I remember Time Lord building this. I don't remember what it was for, but the giant pillars that ascend into the skies. Number 1 Hearts Creeper. Okay, forgive me. Break me in survival. Okay. I'm assuming whatever was there definitely is now gone. Oh, okay. There we go. There's so much stuff in this world that I could just keep going on and on for, just random things that were built. I think this was like a custom crafting table thing. This was back before faction trolls. You got an ice spike that I built. You've got whatever this was that I built. I don't remember the point of half of the things in this world. Like, you got an emerald tree, a tree with just gold on it. Bunch of random ores scattered all over the place. You've got whatever this was. I think this was the world spawn, if I remember correctly. I don't think I built this. I'm 90% certain I didn't build this. NPC village and arenas. Housing and biome builds. Farm, building, or comments builds. Even though clearly none of those are accurate because, you know, these are all over the place. I love it. You got a crying panda. You've got water slabs. You've got title update 54. More pixel art. I think this was Alex the Lion 30. And then Leo, maybe? I don't know. You've got, like, capture the flag, I think? Yeah, Snowy capture the flag. I don't remember what the point of making either of these was. I remember, I think there was a brief roleplay series I had going here, actually. Because I remember this building, this was like a shop, I think. A gift shop for someone special. Yeah, because with this right here, this gift shop for someone special, this was based off of something in real life that I made myself. I made like a little tiny, quote, gift shop when I was like 12 or something, and then just remade it in here. Oh, definitely younger than that, but, you know, remade it here. And then this was my house. And I remember the amount of redstone that went into this. This was the lab, because I had the whole Dan TDM-esque arc. Yep, the Gaming Cat's lab. Ring the bell. There is no... Oh, the bell was down there. But this was basically inspired, you know, by that, because I had the whole series. Freen Green, Leanovers, Choco Mint Green, and Purperlicks. Schoolhouse Room... Whatever this is for. You know, oh, okay, I was going to say I'm trapped in here forever. I don't know why it's one-sided, but, you know, whatever. Hang on one second. I think the reason also probably is because this pack was also played in this world was played in the city texture pack, and I don't have that on right now, so things look a little bit off. We got just decorative stuff in here. Then you got the testing observatory, the lab. I remember doing this. This was both Dan TDM inspired and also with a little bit of my own unique take based on the palm trees and certain designs. I think back here was another testing section. Dr. Edward, yes, he was my Treoris. This right here hurts me because, I mean, obviously, you know, Dr. Edward, past villager. Also, again, with the pathfinding being broken, I'm pretty sure, because he'd just be standing around walking occasionally. He's just kind of walking in a circle. Time Lord, I don't talk to him much often at all anymore. I haven't talked to him really probably in like 2 years. Bossatron, I haven't actually, like, genuinely had a human conversation with probably in the last 5 years, 6 years maybe. Probably even longer than that. And then Derpy, haven't spoken to him in like 6 months, but yeah. But either way, I mean, that just sucks. But anyway, let's continue on with our tour. Why don't we? Yes, because the roof was covered in water, kind of to help with lighting. I remember that. This was like a little overhang crosswalk thing that we had going. Had my little shutters, because this is for some reason back whenever I built houses, and I didn't know that I could do 2 blocks for the interior and exterior, so I just kind of had them rolling. Skelly the skeleton, my giant living room I never used. This is another room of some kind. I think it's a bedroom, definitely. 3 a.m., yep. I remember that little section right there, but that's about it. And then this room, obviously, I remember clear as day, because I spent a lot of time in here. I think this TV works and operates with redstone, if I remember correctly. Like, it's supposed to, like, cycle paintings or something. I don't remember how this works, and even if any of this would still work, we could try. All these buttons, maybe something will work. Nope, okay. I guess we're completely out of luck then. Yeah, all this redstone's probably so old and outdated that, like, the game just can't even comprehend. I have an ender crystal as the power source. Okay, that's totally not a hazard. But yeah, then we got the bathroom. I remember this used to be a fully operational redstone sink. It had like a minecart with a basin in the middle. That worked nicely. I think this used to be a redstone shower too, if I remember correctly. I had a big obsession with redstone a long time ago, obviously. It still, I mean, it still kind of does its job, you know, as a bathtub, but, you know, it's just, then you got a little closet cubby hole thing. I don't know what that was for, but, you know. What? The lights. Right. Yep, the bathroom is one of the only rooms in the house that still has fully operational and working lights. I don't know how I did this design, but I kind of like it. I like the look of it too, because it's like you got these as like little vents. They're like bathroom vent lights, the things that like suck out the poo smell. Anyway, continuing on with this because I don't want to be here for the next like 5 hours, you know, just going over all of these. I don't remember what this building was, but I think it had some sort of importance. This is another shop. This was a quarry back when the Minecraft modding scene was insanely huge. More pixel art made by Time Lord. I think I built these when Dan TDM had his Xbox 360 series, and he had those villager tents, and they'd have like 2 or 3 villagers in each of these, and because they're fence gates, they can't get out. You know, his area was so well lit up that, you know, just nothing could happen. They'd always be safe in there. I don't know what kind of Walter White meth lab this is, but it's something. A temple, because for some reason, again, I was obsessed with temples. I don't feel like opening that and blowing everything up, so, you know. I think this might have been another area where there have been dancing villagers. Hello? Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, what? How did... We've got strays, zombies with pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns on their heads. They're only jack-o'-lanterns. Wait, what? I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm so confused actually about that. I don't know, because they changed it to carved pumpkins, if that's just like a glitch on their head now. But anyway, let's continue. You got whatever this thing is. This is, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be a passcode protected door lock mechanism, if I remember making this correctly. Or Time Lord made this, or I made this, one of us did it. It's a very complicated process, but relatively straightforward and simple. You know, you just get a bunch of repeaters, bunch of levers, and, you know, whatever the thing is, you flick the levers, you'll eventually find the way to get the door open. Which, the one thing that I kind of hate about iron doors is that, you know, like, if you got a Minecraft base, realistically, you know, you think what you would want to happen is you'd want the person to be like, oh, a door. Oh no, this giant mechanism. What will I ever do? How am I supposed to ever get through this? You know? And then they'll just, you know, be stuck out here until someone opens the door for them. But realistically, someone would just take out a diamond pickaxe that they so conveniently happen to have in their inventory and just, you know, wabam. You know, like, speaking of, the ultimate pickaxe, the ultimate shovel, the ultimate, but I clearly had a lot of things with ultimate in the name back then. I think this is a night light, like a light show system almost that worked at night. Like, I think we did this during the fireworks as well. You know, you had all these lights just going off and it went in like a spiral system almost. The Better Together update. I remember this as well. Obviously building this because, you know, the Better Together update, the beta, you know, when Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation console editions were all supposed to merge together. And everyone thought that it was going to be the coolest thing ever, you know, everyone can play with their friends on different platforms all at once. And sure, it ended up being great, but, you know, in reality, Minecraft doesn't feel the same anymore at all the way it did back then. Like, this edition's version that I'm in right now, there's so many things in this version that are polished and refined and unique, and you can customize and cater to your own experience. Like the hotbar in the bottom of my screen. I can have it so that my hand is halfway visible on the screen, and the hotbar is a quarter of the way visible. Or I could go all the way and make it a massive hotbar that takes up half of my screen. You know, you got the tab right here with host options where you can get all of these settings right immediately, where you don't have to wait like 10 seconds for the settings to open up and then go navigate through the settings buttons just to be able to find it. When, you know, here you got settings that are actually game settings to help you instead of game settings and then in-game, like, alteration settings. And, like, you can set yourself invisible just like that. You can set, like, so many things about this version of the game that just, I could go on a 2-hour tangent long video specifically entailing and detailing exactly why I prefer the Editions version compared to Bedrock Edition. Obviously, the main reason being because it's a Minecraft Pocket Edition port. They literally used the source code from Pocket Edition, said, hey, this works, it'll work for all the platforms and devices equally, bam, done. When they could have really, you know, used a little bit more time and effort into, you know, the already polished version of the game that Fortnite Studios spent years working on, instead of just completely abandoning it and getting rid of it and acting like it was subpar, when in reality, it's got a lot more potential. It sucks. But anyway, continuing on, you got another door lock mechanism here. You know, obviously. Yeah. Bam. Oh no, it's locked. Then you flip the lever up. Bam, it's unlocked. So, that one was pretty cool. Yeah. Yep, this was a tutorial I made a long time ago. I don't remember. And then this was it being used again. Here, the door's locked. Flip it up. Door's unlocked. You can get through. You can get through. And then obviously the other way around, and you could have it set up so that it, you know, locks it. And then the bedrock thing, if I remember, for the redstone repeaters was when like it locked itself or something. I don't remember. But either way, this all was cool. This was a machine that just launched, you know, with a slime ball. Very simple. I remember this. This is the Elytra thing that Time Lord, I think, built. Obviously, the Halo 4 Pathfinder helmet, I built that. You know, terrible. For some reason, Halo 3 in a box in front of an Xbox Series S or Xbox One S. You got a white PS4. Okay. The Halo 3, sure. Old Gamertag and T-Lord. This was another build battle thing, if I remember correctly. This was just a line of every single block in the game that you could place. I don't know what the point of this was for, but it's here. I mean, there's just a bunch of random villagers too. Yeah, then all of the new block updates, I remember just constantly going in circles placing them. Title update 55, yeah, very satisfying. I hate it. A weird lucky block. Creeper holes covered up by glass to make it almost look like it's natural. Or a pair of legs. Whatever this was, is supposed to be a castle, I think, or something like it. We got the Senate, the House, like. I don't. Okay. Was this supposed to be based off of popular MMO's testing arena that he had way back in the day? The interior kind of reminds me of that in a way, but a villager spawn. Wow, that's actually funny. I predicted custom spawn egg icons years in advance, and that's going to be coming into the game eventually soon. Wow. Okay. The Minecraft Combat Edition, or the Minecraft Builder Handbook, which I actually have right above me. I have 2 combat handbooks, an essential, a construction, and a redstone handbook, which I think the second combat handbook was the new and refined one. It's still, you still open it, still has that fresh book smell. I love that smell, and that is the smell that reminds me of old Minecraft. So odd to say. Totally not a jail, as you can tell. Clearly, it's not. Well, it's not a jail if you're gonna, you know, just walk right over the trap. Obviously, you got the new physics effects, so, you know. Interesting is all I have to say. I don't know why I converted that into that, but sure, it's there. It might be square, I don't know. Maybe rectangular. You know, like, I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah, things aside, this was this world. It was Building your comments was fun because this was my time in YouTube where I felt like I was most involved with my own community. Like look at this Diamond Road. Like I think this is again another time when I just had an obsession with customizing villages. Like this is just like a rich village or something, and I started on this one, finished it, and then just never did anything else with it. Left that the way that was. Um, who knows whatever that is? It's a banner thing. That's a snow igloo thing. This looks like it was a skyblock thing. Skyblock, Skywars maybe. I don't remember. Like there's things all over this world. There's just I made a giant ocean for some reason. I can't tell you how much time I spent working on all of this. I think this was a TNT cannon that just absolutely bombarded of this village right here. I think that was a river that just goes to the edge of the map because this map has borders. We got other things all the way over here. You've got a giant turkey, which I think we built this on Thanksgiving, or at least I did, I think. We've got these cloud houses that I made as well. I don't remember what the point of these was, but yeah, and you got a bunch of villagers trapped up here. Anyway, that was building your comments, guys. So I've got so many worlds. I just want to literally briefly cover. That's basically the biggest world that I have aside from faction trolls that I could go through. I'm just gonna kind of fly through these as quick as I can now because I do have a new world that I want to show everybody who might be tuning in. That I started not too long ago. Ow. Okay. I remember this. This was just an absolute fireball system that just straight up burnt a complete path through the forest right there. I remember this world as well. We spent an absurd amount of time in this world for some reason. I love poop. Making all sorts of banners. And just keep customizing the banners. I think one of these we used in Faction Trolls, if I'm correct. It might have been this one, but I could be wrong. I remember, because this was when banners first came out, and it was like the coolest thing ever to be added to Console Edition. That's another thing, is like, it just, something felt so good and so awesome about getting new updates to Minecraft Console Edition, even if it was already features that were added like a year or so ago before for Java Edition. I don't know. I love Time Lord out something. Oh, 012. Clever. I think this is a TNT cannon that just launched as TNT. I mean, something tells me that it was TNT or fire. Probably a mixture of both. I don't know what was going on with this terrain generation though, but like this is kind of cool. I don't know if this was an amplified seed. It couldn't have been, because this is before amplified. This has to have been before amplified worlds existed. We're gonna fight. No. I need to do this the right way. Oh, right. It literally just goes straight up. Okay. I think this is literally just a giant bridge to a completely flat mushroom island biome. Which also, real quick on a tangent, tell me when the last time you saw a mushroom island was in Minecraft. And not one that was like 5 blocks wide. Like a genuine, decent sized mushroom island. I bet you can't. Like, you just got all sorts of fire. Everything over here is on fire. I don't know why. We called this the minigame world. There's a cactus and an anvil underneath a mountain. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. And I remember this. There are so many minecarts underneath it. Yep. I can see them already. Poop. Wait, hang on. Poop. There we go. Okay. I remember spending so much time placing concrete blocks just for this area. I don't know why. To build items. XD. Okay. Did I just make people do these things? This was another, I think this was like a boat war build battle. Like you get in a boat, you kind of, you know, get the items that were laid out in the dead center. Wow, there are items that are fresh in here. Wow. How much time did this take to do? And then constantly refilling it? Wow, that must have been crazy. But yeah, there's this arena. I don't know what else there was. But down here, oh my god, it just lagged my game simply going to see it. There is a mountain of minecarts down here. I don't know why we placed that many, but we did. I don't understand the logic of that, but alright. Anyway, continuing on. I think this might just be it. It might literally just be that one minigame, and then this, which... It's a lot of shapes. I don't... Time Lord's balls and Chrysalit's whisker. Because the cat skin, obviously, the Siamese cat skin, the skin that I still wear in console edition to this day. And then Time Lord's balls, because he wore the eye ballistic squid skin. I don't... A bonus... Why is the bonus chest all the way up here? This is like 200 blocks off the ground. I don't understand. Okay. And we've got an obsidian encasing. I probably have trapped a countless amount of people in here. Probably AFK people. Anyway, that was the minigame world. I don't know what the point of this world was, but it was there. Lone Survival was another world and another YouTube series that I had. This one didn't last long at all. Like, really, at all. Like, this is taking a long time to load in. But I think if I remember correctly, like, this was like a 15 episode series or something. I don't remember. All I remember is I lived in a village. Okay. Okay, maybe I was wrong because I have elytras. All this was definitely duplicated. There's no way. Because, yeah. This is all a legit survival thing. But this was all just from duplication glitches. Yeah. Because that's... We played Minecraft off of duplication glitches exclusively. Like, we got a dragon head, all these tools. Wonder, it's probably the same one as mine. Sharpness 5, knockback 2. Oh, no. Huh, okay. Okay, my wolf. I think I buried these villagers for their safety. I did a crap ton of wolf for some reason. Oh my lord. Hello. I think this is a yep. This is another time in Minecraft where I had an obscene obsession with turning ravines into natural formations. And... or unnatural formations, I guess. And in this case, that would be villagers that were unlucky enough to walk down there, just stuck down there. We just got every wool in the game and made a penis out of it. That was funny. I don't get it. We made the wall around the village. We continued the ravine thing going all the way in. Turned it into a storage area. That's clever. Oh my god, See, tell me we did duplication glitches without telling me we did duplication glitches. That... I can't... I don't want to know how long that took. I don't want to know how much of our lives we wasted on that. That's so odd. Anyway, let's continue on. What do we got in here? Literally a duped items chest, and there's nothing in here. Okay, so I think we probably abandoned this area. Andesite, diorite, granite. Yeah, and all just empty chests. Although still, it's a clever idea. Because this was back when ravines were just not too deep. And they just were kind of, you know, there at the surface. Ow. Ow, okay, you just pushed me out of the way. Excuse me. I'm gonna exit that saving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I could murder all these villagers and it wouldn't matter. I could do a homelander. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that right next to the iron golem. I think this is a villager breeder. Because this was before you needed beds. You just put a bunch of villagers in an area with a bunch of doors, and there you go. Hog wild. You know, the library, you got a bunch of other things here. You got more iron blocks. I'm assuming this was once like a door or a gate or something. And we just closed it off. Is this Time Lord's house, maybe? Blah, oh my god, that's a name I have not heard in so long. So this was Bossatron, me, Blob of Jello, and Time Lord probably. Maybe Flashpoint as well. But wow, I remember this. It's just all here. Every bit of this was just duplication, but the amount of time that it took to do that was insane. I don't know where this goes. Let's find out real quick. I don't have a minecart on me, so... Okay. I mean, I almost want to turn the world to creative, but I'm not going to be able to go back from that, but, you know. Where does this go and why? Is this because it's like an overlook as to what is that? You know what? Curious. Nope, Nico. That's definitely Time Lord's dog. And I think this might be his house. Because, yep. Nico, that is definitely Time Lord's dog back there. Yep, this is 100% Time Lord's house. This just screams 2017 Time Lord architecture. Maybe 2016, actually. Or maybe even late. I don't know, actually. I think this might have been post-faction trolls. But yeah, this is the lone survival world. Obviously not too lone because, you know, people kind of lived in close-ish conjunction to one another. Yeah. Oh, wow. This was back in Minecraft when village wells just generated by themselves, nothing else. Yep. No village here, just a well. That's so weird. Alright, well, this was this world. Sorry, it takes a second for me to get to the start button. My thumb's kind of in a bit of pain. Challenge survival. I also remember this one. This is where the Kwee Wawa thing became a thing with R.E.P.O. way back in the day. Way back in the day. And then I think a couple of Minecraft roleplays as well happened in this world, if I remember correctly. Obviously, all of this was pre-culprit revealed. Oh, that might have crashed my game. I think this world is broken, if I remember. Nope. But very laggy. Do I have... Nope. Yep. I genuinely thought I was going to crash for a second loading into this world. Wow. This is... I haven't been able to get into this world in years. I remember we built this for something. It was a crashed meteor. I forget what it was for. You've got all this stuff here. You got a mob grinder right there. You've got whatever the heck all these things. I don't even remember what half of these are. I also don't understand how we got bedroom. We had to... I think this started out as survival, and then we eventually just decided to say, hey, F it, and switch it into creative. But then, why do I not have host permissions? Unless I just turned it off, but then it would have prompted me when I... Whatever. Oh, I know. This world was, held to, quite a few memes. Everybody do the flop, as one of them, or a couple of other things. Yeah, here it is. Here's the main culprit, pun not intended. I think this is Time Lord... No, my bookstore. Yeah, this definitely... Nope, never mind. I remember building this. Because I specifically did, like, one enchantment level stuff and just tossed them in there. Just to see if I can get a free cash grab off of people. I was a mastermind scammer back then. Do I want to explore this cave? No. No, I don't. Oh, yeah. Especially not with hearing an Enderman down there. I think we've got to be around his house somewhere. What's the... Hello? Goodbye. Here it is. Here is the infamous Wawa. He has diamond horse armor. He has map number 0. Oh, just this map, right? Oops. Map number 22. So 21 other maps were created in this world. Okay. Yeah, this was the general premise of the world. Basically just... You know, you get up one morning, you know, you just get up one morning, blah, 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 run over, scream, Derpy! Or, no, at that point it was just Kranzit, little baby Kranzit, and then, you know, he'd stand in here. And this is another thing I want to show as well. He used the Ewok skin, but I got the Yoda skin. So, you know, quee, you know, like, that's what he'd stand here and do. That's another thing. Skin selection. Right here. It's so simple. You just scroll down a couple packs, bam, you're wherever you need to be. Oh, yeah. Forgot that, they had an original Master Chief skin in here. Doctor Who as well. This was just... This world also brings back a ton of memories. I don't know. There's so many worlds that I could say bring back memories in Minecraft. But it's Minecraft. I mean, it's not surprising. I don't know whose house this is, but they built a witch hut into it. So, I mean, that's pretty clever, honestly. Uh-oh. This person's house is about to blow up unless if I get out of here. So, yeah, on to the next world. Okay. With this next one, this hits home. Trollers Mayhem. This is, in my opinion, one of my favorite still to this day, and I really, really wish I continued with this and stuff. Now, this is the survival only one, right? Because there were 2 versions. So, Trollers Mayhem. This obviously based slightly on Trollcraft, as most of you could have guessed. You know, 2017 Sunday time. 2016, actually, I think. I don't remember. You know, obviously all these buildings and stuff were original art concepts, ideas. You got Time Lord's house, his first house, which I covered in nothing but coal. Obey the Gorilla, that was back when this was a big thing. I covered Time Lord's house in coal as a meme. I remember that. I think I did this to try and prank Bossatron. Also came here to say farewell, the series is over. Yep, December 12th, 2016. Lake Bossatron. It was created by me. Yours truly. This is Bossatron's house, obviously. I'm gonna break and enter. Failed stone bricks, cause stone brick equals life. Yep. Yeah, there's just... Wow, that lawnmower's really loud. Yeah, you've just got everything you could possibly want in this world. I don't remember where the troll board went, but it's, oh, it's literally right in front of me. I'm an idiot. Okay, I think this is when, like, I was very biased towards myself. Also, this is when you couldn't, oh wait, no, never mind, you couldn't. Yeah, 34, 30, and 20. But, you know, obviously, if you look at this, out of the three of us, I was the most active in the world, obviously, because, you know, before Realms. Time Lord was on kind of nearly as much as I was. And then Bossatron was off playing Star Wars Battlefront or Overwatch. Mainly Overwatch, though. But, you know, that was way back then, so, you know, obviously different eras and times now. I think this was all made with lava and stuff. I don't remember what you can do to make stone, but I remember doing that. My house, which, you know, was supposed to be secretive, but then, you know, I just built this bridge around it, and, you know, now it's not secretive. Okay, welcome to Time Lord's new home, aka Time Hut, aka Time War. You know, obviously, all my house, but, you know, for the last prank, I completely forgot about that. He took over my house. I forget what this does. This is back as well when I was obsessed with, train tracks and railroad crossings. I still am, but, you know, the fact that I just have 5 minecarts going on a constant loop to remind me is kind of funny. This area, I remember this weird storage room for some reason as well. I don't remember why we built it like that, but, you know, it was built like that. And yeah, there's this upper area as well. I don't know why it's closed off. This leads, obviously, to the top, but I honestly forget what's up here. It could be another house. It could just be a lookout for everything here. I forget what that building was built for, but I know in the creative version of this map, there's so much more. Yeah, it's literally just a lookout. Wait a minute. What? What? Whose house is this? It can't be Derpy's because, you know, he didn't play in this world then. Okay, well. It is what it is. Yeah, this is the survival version of the world, everybody. Let's go take a peek into the creative version, if I still have that. I might have deleted it. I don't know. Because I don't recall seeing it. Yeah, it's gone. I don't remember why I cleared out all the worlds. But, you know. Then you've got the Season 2 Survival Island. This one was also created in 2016. 2016 YouTube times, like... Yeah, late 2016. The very effective stone brick. Do I have a light? No. I don't think we ever went to the nether, the end in this. Yeah, I genuinely think we just stayed in the overworld for this entire series. Maybe went to the nether. I don't know where all this snow went. Yeah, this is literally just giant survival island. I think this is actual world generator, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is okay. This is actual world generation because this is post the expansion update when they expanded the borders of the Minecraft map, because it used to go not up to here. Like, all of this wasn't here. Like, it was a sharp cutoff at one point. I don't remember. Do I have any food? No, I don't. Okay, so if I die, I'm dead. Oh well. Just make sure not to die then. Okay, but yeah, literally none of this was here before. I think you can even see the cutoff in the water somewhere. I think it might be that right there, because yeah, I think it's that because the water's different. There's also a squid that's stuck in between the two world generations. Okay, I don't know if that was lightning or if... Okay, you've got our only tree that we had, quote, only tree, a farm, more fire for some reason. This is like the Love Garden, wall of subs or friends or commenters. El Cuddy, AFS Gaming, Ryan, because, you know, obviously. Corrupted App, Bossatron, Blobajello, Divinity Riser, Smash Off, Becomes the Teapot, maybe Minecraft, Buttface, El Nasty, and Ryan Dat Gamer. Obviously, the two of them are the same. I think this was our mixed wall, if I remember. I think this was both of ours. What the? Okay, Buttface. Okay. Obviously, our humor was very flawed back then. We also, for some reason, had an obscene obsession with placing fire everywhere for some reason. I don't know what the point of this is. Exactly, there's just fire everywhere, randomly. I don't... the chickens in the boats, I remember that. That was... I think that was a... Nope, that was not a glitch, never mind. Okay, ignore everything I was about to say. Yeah. Imagine if I just threw a chicken in the nether. So, we got more... whatever this is. We've got things all over that I just don't remember. A random tripwire or random string? I think this was gonna be like a mine or something? A hidden bed? A lookout? Extra expansion chest room and wait, and more. Okay. Yep, this is when we used fire as light sources. I remember. I was very obsessed with using fire as light sources for some reason back then. I don't know why, but it was fun. I think this was an amplified survival world based on the fact that, you know, there's a bunch of things that go up to like Y120 that are brief islands. I'm just so very confused by all of this. Like, why did... I don't understand. Whatever. Okay, this was a survival island world. This was a big series for some reason on the channel, and I remember that world quite clearly. Oh boy. Take a quick trip down memory lane real quick, and then it's time that we switch to the new world that I've been working on, and take a look at that real quick before we switch to the brand new world that I've been doing. Oh my god, this is going to take a minute to load in, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yep. Okay. Welcome, guys, back to Faction Trolls. It's definitely not been forever since we've been here. I remember this was... I logged off right here the night before Bedrock came out on PlayStation in 2019. Wow. This was before I put the encasing around the spawn. I brought back the original spawn. This was before the carnival area right here, and before Ryan had demolished this area that we had here. This was the Faction Trolls news board. I remember this. I actually kind of really liked how I had this set up. Like, it was cool. It never got used, of course, because, you know, this was in the waning days of Faction Trolls. All together, better together. Added new fact. Oh my goodness. Even using lecterns as books. Update 7.0. Added Cream City. A whole new experience. I think Cream City is what... Where's my entire inventory? Okay. I think Cream City is all the way up there. I think that's Ryan, what he built. Okay. Demolished abandoned buildings and old houses. Built new houses. Added Faction Troll server spawn. The news wall. Yeah, so this is what this was right here. This is the new Faction Troll spawn. And then eventually this was abandoned like a couple months in. If that. New. Blah, 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 blah. All sorts of stuff. That's 22 pages. Book 2! Minecraft Bedrock added. Faction Trolls now hosts Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Mobile, Windows 10, and PS4. Players increased 8 to 16. New secrets in this update. We cloned buildings. Second Cream Tower added. Faction Trolls new broadcasting tower. Freeway, okay, blah, blah, blah. All this. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh. I just remembered. Yep. 343, 66, negative 21. Oh my god. This creative menu, too. It just... It's so Minecraft. It feels so Minecrafty. It feels great. It's also the fact that you could just... Like... I like having things be organized. This is clean to my mind, my soul. It's so pleasing to see it like this. And then Bedrock comes along and, you know, you're more limited on what you can have. I think this was the teleporter thing, is right? I think, yep, because then the command blocks went underneath of this. I had this set up all for, right. This spawn was built on top of this spawn. I remember. Okay. Okay, Time Lord's wall, which this still will never disappear in all of the times of Faction Trolls, except for something sneak peek. This is New Guy's Mansion when it was still here, when Potato didn't have a fit about his property being stolen. I should just send a picture of this to him, just be like, hey, someone stole your house. Wow, look at this. There's the pet store. This mansion, not even here anymore. This mansion, not even here anymore. This building got demolished, I believe, if I remember correctly. This was when we had one cream tower. That was it. There was a hole here. This apartment complex was still here. Oh my god. This was when all of this land was still here. Every single bit of this now is gone. This is just flat. And there are buildings here. There's a whole, I think this is like riverfront, riverside, something like that. Community. Man, building this in, I remember building this and the pain that it was doing all of this. And I remember building this. And the ambition that I had of building this whole new freeway that was going to go into a whole new area of Pakatia. There was going to be like an entire, well, it wasn't even going to be Pakatia at this point. I think this river right here literally signified a brand new state, if I remember. So that's why Cream City's all the way out there. Because, you know, you got the prison right there on the border. You got everything over here. It splits off from, you know, the basic Pakatia two-way into a multi-lane freeway with a metro station that just completely disappears. It just was more so aesthetic because it looked really cool. But, you know, like, I had so many plans with Faction Trolls that I just never was able to execute, and it hurts. It pains me. Also, I still find it kind of cool how, in this version, the glitched Woodland Mansion is still here. I still find it so funny how it just generated like this. I think this happened when this update came out because, yeah, because you could see the world, for some reason, cut off. That's why. Because the generation just completely mixes up and gets all weird for a little bit. I think it's just this one chunk right here that just regenerated itself or something. I don't know. Obviously, if we go out here a little bit, it'll be the most iconic, one of the most iconic areas in Faction Trolls history. The Pakatia Bluefish. This was a new guy mansion that got completely nuked. This was the first signs of the Pakatia army, the original one, which also people say is the Ukrainian flag. Do not, OG, do not enter. Like, the whole war, there was an entire war, and here's Cream City. I don't actually know what much has changed. Yep, there's the original tower. I don't know too much of what has changed about this place. I think there's maybe a couple more buildings here. But aside from that, Cream City has remained untouched. Yeah, the stadium was finished. Aside from that, yeah, this is like entirely the same. Ryan just stopped playing a lot after Better Together came out. I don't blame him, quite frankly. This was the whole area right here, and I remember I was flying around the area and making a whole map for him. Really trying my best to kind of help him out for anyone that was going to come out here. I have so many ambitions with the Better Together update that just sadly never came too much to fruition, because honestly, I mean, Faction Trolls just died out. It was popular for the first 2 years, maybe 2.5 of its existence, and then after that it just went kaput and almost was never seen from again. Here's also one of the only remaining village, which is no longer here in this world anymore. The Nether Village, which was based off of the original Minecraft thing. I don't remember what this was at all. This is still here. This was a house that Ryan built, I think, or Potato or someone, and then it got demolished and there was a tower put here in its place. This was before the airport renovation. This was before Ryan's second town right here. Yep, because you still got this stadium that he was starting to work on and then just stopped. Oh no, never mind. You got the start of it right here. This was still called Pakatia State at the time, but now I think it was East Side or Riverfront or something like that. There's also this whole area right here is flat, and now, and honestly, obviously leads to a very iconic place in Faction Trolls and other history. Wow, this. Why did I cover this up? Wait. Oh, yeah, it literally just covered. Why is it okay, whatever. That's weird. This is still here. This is here. This was all still military base? Why did it expand out so far? Camp Pakatia map full. Beware of raider kill. Wow. And I love how the whole chunk of this map. Well, it looks like a whole chunk, but it's not that actual map. It's just Derpy's area. I remember spending so much time doing all of this. It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun with that. It was a nice passion project to work on. This was a supermarket, I think, that Ryan was working on, and then just gave up on as well. This is when I had a weird obsession with power lines. I don't know. That's no longer here. That's no longer here. This is no longer here. Wow, this is such an iconic house, too. The Ryan homes. Yep. And now all of them are gone, and now it's just an empty field. Yep, the arena untouched still. Fort Pakatia by itself standing. You've got Camp Pakatia after most of the camp stuff was gone. I don't know what this was. That's no longer here. No cross for whatever this was going to be. all the cabins. This was the diner, I believe, and it got flooded. This I still regret doing this, expanding and putting roads into Camp Pakatia, because I remember so many people came into Faction Trolls for the camp because it was so like, I don't know, people really seemed to like it and enjoy it, and I liked it too. Oh right, the cafe was abandoned mostly at this point, I think. It's all ivy covered and boarded up, except for the front. This is Derpy's guild with the bridge collapsed, I guess? Yeah, I don't remember. Yep, this was the last version of Ryan's house that we saw before it got completely nuked. Hang on one second. And then obviously, school's not even here. Yep. We got a very iconic area leading up here. All of this is something is being worked, obviously, you know. Yep. And here we go. You can obviously see at one point the bridge was here. It was all here at one point, and now it's nothing. Now it's all just completely kind of boarded up in a way, axed off for the world never to see. Yep, completely blown up every level aside from these three right here. You got the farm back here when it was still all lit up and everything, and then, well, obviously, we all know where that cave leads. For those of you OGs of the channel, of course. But wow. Culprit revealed base still here, and this is what it looked like in all of its flesh back then. Now, this is technically, this is not here in the actual version of Faction Trolls now. This, I don't even know, I don't even think this tent is here anymore. Well, maybe it is. This isn't here anymore. This is all just flat, this was all just flat land for the longest time, and then I purposefully went through and carved all this back out again, because I regretted flattening it out. You've got this, which was the original football stadium that Ryan stopped working on. Construction, progress, roads. More stadiums that Ryan eventually got rid of, like auditoriums and stuff like that. You got more school stuff. Yep. None of that really ever came to fruition. And this obviously all was just untouched. Nothing has changed about this ever since the Better Together update. I'm pretty sure anyway. Or wait, maybe I think I cleared out like a chunk of this. Like so right here. It's just flat in that world, but hey. I remember this. You got the Big Apple here. I still don't know why I built this, and this is gone. Or underwater. Nope, it's just gone. I remember. You got the start of Fort Pakatia. No, not Fort Pakatia. The Fort Pakatia Air Force Base. Bowling Alley, which is abandoned. Still. And the Bluefish Stadium and everything. Okay. Spent way too long on this. Everybody knows where this world went. Where it's gone. Now, poetically, let's go on to New World. This, guys, is something that I started 3 days ago. Maybe 3 days ago. And because I've wanted to get back into PlayStation 4 Edition again, because I have the most fun personally with this world. Obviously, as you can see, I've done quite a bit of exploring. There's quite a bit on this map. And it looks like I live on the shoreline or something. Got a decent inventory, you know, some iron stuff, some maps. And, well, I mean, you know, you got, well, bam, you got this lovely, wonderful view. You've got a nice little farm area right here. You've got a little, you know what, why talk, let's give the tour. You got a little actual farm here, more of a decoration. Eventually I'm going to have a bigger farm be up on top of there. You got your cow farm. You got your sheep farm. And I might have a pig or chicken farm in here eventually, but for now, nothing. Now, you may notice something also. This isn't just an ordinary house. No. Let's go down to the water first. There's a very specific reason why we're going to the water first, as opposed to anywhere else. First off, you get the wonderful step up to the base, but as you can see here, I don't live in just a normal house, guys. No, I went above and beyond, and I live in an above-water pirate ship that just generated almost perfectly intact. The only things I had to add were the sails right here. I'm gonna add actual stuff to that eventually, but I've got, this looks really nice in my honest opinion. Obviously, it's nowhere near my best work, and I'm a washed Minecraft player. But yeah, I got a wither skull on my first day in the Nether. Also, you won't believe where the Nether portal leads out to. Let's go take a look real quick. Well, there's our horse, by the way. Welcome to the Nether, guys. Yep, we're just casually right on top of a fortress, you know. There's some gas and stuff, so I'm just not going to stay here for too long. They don't like me. But yeah, I created this world, and within 2 days, I've gone to the Nether, collected a wither skull, and, well, oh, wait, no, it's inside, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, well, never mind, hang on. Also, we've got a very unique decorative design with the ceiling. Now, this room feels very close, very cluttered, but I've got a very interesting design to where you can see through the glass up on top. I also started covering it with carpet because, you know, I was going to use it to walk across the farm, but I really don't like that idea, and I'm probably going to change that. But, you know, you got a nice little walkway over here that leads you straight here. You got 2 treasure maps that I've explored. You got a bunch of banners from pillagers from an outpost that I raided. This pirate cabin is going to be repurposed into an enchantment room. I still got some stuff in there that I left in there. I should collect that eventually. You got some furnaces down here. I got 19 diamonds from just the Nether alone. Actually, 17 diamonds. But still, I went mining in Minecraft and got a diamond pickaxe and an enchantment table. Not too far into the playthrough, maybe the first day, maybe I got it, and it was fun. It was adventurous. It felt fun and calming doing that. And then I went into the Nether, spawned on top of the fortress, explored it a bit. Now, sure, these 17 diamonds that I got in the Nether fortress definitely were glitched. For some reason, whenever I opened the chests, they just automatically appeared as the exact same thing over and over again, and it so happened to contain 2 or 3 diamonds in most of the chests, and then a bunch of other loot scattered throughout. But yeah, this is what I've been doing the last couple days, and the whole reason I'm doing this stream today is because it pains me to see the state that Minecraft is currently in right now, to the point of where the game just almost feels unrecognizable on Bedrock Edition. It could be because of the textures to me, the lighting, the UI. I mean, they changed the UI again for the main Minecraft screen. They didn't need to do that. For Java, they're changing the launcher every 5 weeks, it seems, making you download an entirely new launcher and then making the other one completely obsolete. And then if you had mods and stuff, you gotta redo all of that all over again, you know. Just the middle finger to the player base. there's just so many features about this version of the game. And again, I could go on a 2-hour tangent as to what makes the game feel like Minecraft and what doesn't kind of alienate the game and make it feel something different, because it feels entirely too different for me. And that's honestly why I enjoy PlayStation 4 Edition more. Also because you have the option for the classic texture pack. You don't in... Excuse me? What? Okay, you're gonna threaten me on my ship. But you have the option for the classic texture pack on this version of the game. On Bedrock Edition, you don't at all. If I switch real quick, we're going to quickly switch this. I know this is specifically a PS4 Edition version of the stream, and I hate the fact that I'm switching to the new version of Minecraft because I don't like the look of it. Take a reminder of what the Minecraft logo looked like when we first loaded into the PS4 Edition. And take a look at this logo. It is so much different, and first off, the logo is much bigger. It's much more in your face. The splash text, once it pops up, is much smaller. That's another thing also with the clouds. They're a lot more different than they used to be. They feel less Minecraft-y like they used to. This Minecraft logo, and Knuckles, it doesn't scream Minecraft anymore. Like, it almost looks like Minesweeper, in a way. Just with the bold text and the way it looks. The new UI as well. Obviously, this is the Pocket Edition UI. Everything about this screen that I'm staring at right here was from Minecraft Pocket Edition. All of these buttons. You know, you don't hear a scrolling sound like you did way back then. When you click an item, you just get that dropper sound. And it's... This is the play screen now. It doesn't... also, keep in mind of how long it takes to load in. It takes so long just to load into that. Just for this to be an ugly UI look. This doesn't... It doesn't feel the same at all anymore. And I don't like it, personally. That's I've always been an advocate as well that, like, you know, modern Minecraft, boo, but it just doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't fit right. Let's load into Faction Troll's state as well. This is obviously Faction Troll's pre-Pakatia state. And, well, once we load into the world in the next 10 years, you'll see. But personally, I just don't like... We're going to do a quick comparison. A compare and contrast, you may say. It looks similar. It looks like it's trying to copy Bedrock. No sounds again when you're scrolling. Nothing at all. Just complete silence. It doesn't say... I mean, it says it right here, but, you know, it just doesn't feel the same way it used to. It doesn't have the same character it used to. Hang on. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Where am I? Why am I in the end? At the bottom of the world. Okay, but it just doesn't feel the same, is all I gotta say. Like, obviously, it feels a lot more snappy in things, and I kind of like that. But you can't, like, look up to fly anymore. You have to both look up and hold the X button or A button. Which, sure, that's fine. But again, you know, like, you got dressing room. Cool. It takes a lot longer to go through things. Settings, like, it just takes a while. Let's go back into... Okay. They even changed the logo in the end there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's the new Minecraft logo. That's not even the classic one as well. So, it's gonna take a moment. Obviously, big tangent aside and everything. Of course, this is, you know, taking its sweet old time. We get a door. Okay. So, I don't know where I am. Okay. We're gonna go this way. Alright, I don't know where this is, where we are. But, everybody, this world, in theory, as long as it didn't break from, you know, the backup port, because I don't like the way the map looks over there from what I'm looking at. But, this, in theory, should be the Faction Trolls world before anything was altered. Although we're going to see about that very shortly. What's all this? What? Did I just crash? What, this chunk is not natural. Okay. Um, alright, whatever. I don't, why are there, like, multiple village clones? Right, okay. So I think this did break, because this doesn't seem right at all. Chunk still loading, you may find some mild performances. Yeah, like, it takes... Bedrock Edition was supposed to be so much better. We were promised so much more with it, but then it just... It didn't come through. Also, I'm pretty sure the world is broken, because I don't remember any of these villages being here. I mean, hold on. Okay. I think I did play this in... Okay, can I need to leave in 1 second, and it just froze my game again. Okay. Like, I don't even remember how to switch to survival. Yep. Okay. Respawn. And we're at this village, wherever this is. I don't remember this. whatever. This had to have broken because it's Bedrock Edition. I don't understand this. But either way, everyone. Moral of the story, Bedrock sucks. PlayStation 4 is better. Expect more. Expect more PlayStation 4 content eventually. Yeah, no, I can't do Bedrock anymore.